What is up, my geeks and freaks? Big Girl Geek here with a brand new review, and I am here to review The Passage, Season 1, Episode 3. And I know what you're thinking. What? Yeah, well, the tea is, if you head over to The Passage Twitter account, they're actually streaming Episode 3 early. I caught it last night, and I watched it last night. I actually followed a little girl that plays Amy on Instagram, and she shared it. I headed over, ran over to the Passage Twitter account, and for sure the link is there. So if you want to catch the episode early and you don't want to wait until tomorrow night, 9 p.m., you can head over to Twitter, click the link, and watch episode 3. So I watched it. I got my notes here, and I can't wait to discuss with you guys. So if you have not watched it yet, spoilers ahead. Big spoilers ahead. All right, so y'all know what time it is. It's time for the Geek Out.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, so episode 3, almost season 3, episode 3 picked up right where episode 2 left off. So we see, before it picks up from there though, we do see a flashback. We see a flashback of the best friends, Brad's best friend. I still don't know his freaking name. What is his name? I am so bad with names. I don't know his name or his girlfriend, the Black Scientist's name. So please forgive me. We see a flashback, Project Noah 3 years ago, and that's where they got Shauna, the girl vampire. Brad's friend helps her because there's some security guards there that are attempting to rape her. So this episode does get a little adult in that way, and touches on rape. So you may, if you have been watching it with your kids, you may want to discuss this with them, or maybe watch it first before you let them watch it, because it deals with that heavy subject matter. And if you're streaming it on Twitter, I don't think it comes with that warning. So just to let you know, if you are watching it with your kids, that you may want to check it out first, or discuss that topic with them, or not, or however you want to handle that. But they do talk about rape throughout the episode. So they're attempting to rape her, and Brad's best friend saves her, and they start talking, and that, builds their little, I guess, weird connection that they have. And so after he saves her, it cuts to the main black girl scientist. I'm going to IMDb their names, their character names. I don't know them. I don't know how it keeps escaping me what their names are. And she sees Amy and Brad being brought in. They get out the back of the van, and she sees Amy, and you can see she has worry and doubt on her face. I don't know if she's just doubting because she's like, the girl is finally in front of her, and she's like, wow, we're really doing this with a child. I don't know if she was like, oh man, they got a black girl, I'm black. I don't know. She was just, had her doubts. But she had her doubts from the beginning, so I'm assuming it's because, it's a child, and it's real, and it's in front of her, she's in front of her, and she's like, what the hell am I doing? Let's see. Amy is a badass little girl. Like Brad had, they only spent like what, a day, 2 days, 3 days together, and he's training her. He's showing her like his special forces skills. He's telling her to count the steps from when they come in to her room, so she knows how many steps. Observe everyone. Watch this. And Amy's not having it. Like the scientists try to come in, examine her, give her like a initial checkup, and she's throwing stuff, and she's like, no, I'm not doing this. Don't you touch me. And the scientist comes in and is like, well, what can I do to help you? I'm here for you, yada, yada, yada. She's like, get me my agent. She's not playing. So that was her way of getting Brad into the room. We also see a scene of Shauna and Tim, the two vampires, like the main first vampire and the girl vampire, communicating with each other. It was feeding time. The blood comes out the bowl for them to eat. Those two are the only ones that weren't eating. They were sitting there communicating with each other in each other's heads. So that's a cool new power that they have, or a cool new power that they showed, or they could communicate each other. I thought they just could go into the dreams of the other people that are turning, but no, they could sit there communicating with each other. And his friend, the scientist who started all this by trying to save his wife, noticed that and said, what do you do at the dinner table if you're not eating? They're talking to each other. So he figured that out. That's pretty cool. And as far as them covering up Brad and his involvement, because if you remember, they put it out on the news that he kidnapped Amy. They then said that they killed him after he had shot up the police station, the sheriff's station. So in the media, in the news, he is perceived to be dead, which we all know isn't true. And I'm thinking like, well, the ex-wife has to know Why is she not saying anything? But they do cover that later in the episode. My initial feelings so far in the episode, I'm just really, really, really loving Brad and Amy's freaking connection, you guys. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Like, I'm loving it, even though it was so rushed and it happened so fast, and I said that in my very first initial review of episode 1 pilot. It's working. I guess they know what they were doing because it's working. Some shows can't pull it off, but I think the show's pulling it off in the writer's room is really good. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And so after Brad comes into Amy and she calms down and they start talking and make up their like little plan, they agree to let Amy get stuck with the virus that's turning everyone into vampires, and they really did stick her with the virus. They gave her the serum of this disease, and I was like, oh my god, I was like hyperventilating. I started getting hives. I was like so nervous. We got more Shauna's backstory this whole episode. I think this episode was more about Shauna's backstory, and everything else was the B, C, D plot of the episode. So Shauna wanted to be she's from Las Vegas. She was saving money to go to LA to be a special effects makeup artist on movies and television shows. And, you know, she has a mom that's not really the best mom, and she has a stepdad that's very questionable. So we learned that. And then we learn, we do see Brad's ex-wife, as I mentioned before. She is calling all the prisons, asking questions about, well, what happened to this inmate that was supposed to be dead, that was on death row, that was supposedly didn't die, but was supposed to die. Hey, Rascal. It's my dog. One of my dogs, Rascal. That's why my chair looked like that. He's always jumping on there. I gotta get him off there. Gotta get new chairs. But anyway. So, she's calling the prisons, asking why is this happening? Everyone's hanging up on her except one. When she calls to ask about Shauna, the girl vampires, she calls to question that, and the person that answers the phone starts to talk to her and explain. So then we cut to the janitor. The janitor that was trying to help Shauna last episode, not the one that died, obviously, the other one that didn't die. They wake up in Amy's room. Brad wakes up and the janitor's just staring at her, and so he's like, what the heck are you doing? Like, are you a pedophile? So he goes a little nuts. He's like, no, I'm here to warn you. Tim, the main vampire, is coming after her. You know, be careful, all this. So the lead scientist and the best friends have a scene where they're like doubting when they're saying, because they made up a plan to kill Shauna after they found the footage of her killing the janitor, and they're having their little moment, and I find them to be annoying. I find that they have no chemistry. I find that their relationship is silly. Obviously, to me, they're going to go the way, I don't know, here's my prediction. The way that they've been setting it up with Brad's best friends and Shauna, the girl vampire, she's manipulating him, and he's starting to fall for it, and maybe he's going to catch feelings for her, and I don't know. I think they're going that way, so this relationship with this doctor is not really meaning anything to me. So, I'm not feeling it. What do you know? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. What do you know? Just tell me everything. I want to know what you guys think, especially if you're reading the books. I don't know if I want to be spoiled, but I just want to know if that's right or if I'm on the right path, so let me know. So we did see the death row inmate from the first episode, the black guy. I don't know his name either. He's still there, and his room is next to Amy's. I'm waiting for his butt to turn. It's taking him a long time, but I guess they said the younger and more fit they are, the longer it takes for them to turn, and that's why Shauna doesn't look like Tim. The inmate and Amy start to message each other or send messages. Because she's a child, they put like piece of paper and crayons in her room, like if she's 6 years old, and she's writing messages on the paper and sliding under the door, giving him the crayon, and they're writing to each other back and forth. Excuse me, which I thought was like cool, but then I'm thinking, oh my, wait, he's a death row inmate. Now he was in jail. Now he did something wrong. He's on death row. I don't know if I want them communicating, but we'll see where it goes. Then it turns out we shoot to the ex-wife who goes into her hotel room, and Lacey's there. Lacey didn't die. Remember, I was so upset. Episode 2 review, where I thought they killed the black lady that trained Brad. She survived the gunshot. The doctor fixed her up, and they're in the hotel room. She's, cleaning her gun. She's like, I'm going after the MFers that shot me up. So that was great. The ex-wife got a call from a journalist who she was trying to tell the story to, saying that, I checked out your story. Some of it is adding up like you said, or not adding up like you said. So let's meet and we'll discuss. So they did get the story out to a journalist, so hopefully it'll all come into light. The doctor who was trying to save his wife, who started all this, now believes that the dreams that these people are having, that Tim is invading their dreams, he believes them, and he's investigating and trying to learn more about that. Now Brad, he don't play. He is so smart. They figured out the code. There's a code to open the door to get out of Amy's room. They figured out the code. He somehow got a needle off the cart when Amy was getting her checkup and her blood pressure done. He took needle. He stabbed the janitor with a needle. I guess it was like propofol or something, put him to sleep. And he made it downstairs to where the vampires were. And the lead scientist, whose wife is sick, was there. He turned off the security cameras and he told him the whole story about what's been happening and the vampires and the disease and all that. And, Brad says, well, they burn up in the sun, they drink human blood, just call them vampires. And he's like, no, we're scientists and vampires don't exist, so we're not calling them that. They're patient zero, patient da-da-da. And the whole time I'm thinking, because Brad is staring at Tim, the main vampire, I'm like, please don't get into his dreams, don't get into his head. So cut to the best friend, Brad's best friend, and they're transporting Shauna. Well, I should say not transporting her. They gassed her. Before they gassed her, the whole episode, she's been showing the best friend, her telling her story, showing him what happened to her and why she ended up on death row. And this is the part also, again, if you want to, review with your children. She, was, like I said, was saving the money to go to LA. The stepfather took the money from her. We saw a scene with them earlier where he was trying to come into her room, and it was made painfully obvious that since he had been in her life, he had been molesting her since she was young. So when she finds out that he took the money, they start fighting. The mother is like, to her husband, to the stepfather, go in the room, watch TV, I'll talk to Shauna. And Shauna's like, how did you let him take the money? Because the mom knew. The mom's like, he's a good man, that's my man. And she's like, do you really think that from the age of 8 to 16, he's been coming in and molesting me, he's having sex with me? And the mom is like, well, you're a big girl, you could have said no. Child, I hate mothers like that in these stories, and in real life too. Oh, I can't stand that. I have a young daughter. If I thought anything was going on, guy would be gone, okay? And I don't mean gone out of my house. I mean gone. Point blank, period, gone. 2 to the head, okay? And that sends Shauna into a rage, and she stabs her mother, and then he's calling from the room, like, what's going on? You see her walking, she gonna go stab his ass up. Not only was he doing this to her for years, but then stole her money, her dream money that she's been saving to go to LA and start her career as a makeup artist. So she snapped. So, I mean, you understand why she did it, and you understand, you feel for her and all that. So because she told Brad's best friend that story, in the midst of them killing her with sunlight or UV lights or whatever it was, she's burning up like a vampire does. He stops it from happening. He feels for her, and then she heals immediately after the light is off for her, and it's like smiles or smirks. So she got him. She got her hooks in them. She got her claws in them for whatever big plan, because Tim, patient zero, main vampire, has some big plan for them to get out and just run amok and make a bunch of vampires. Brad and Amy. Brad returns to Amy's room after going downstairs and seeing all the vampires. She's like, everything okay? He's like, everything's fine. There are no monsters under the bed. So he lies to her about that, which, I mean, I'm sure she'll understand when she finds out the truth. And Brad's sleeping, and he gets up, and I'm like, he's in a dream, which he was. Tim, the main vampire, tells him, stay out of my way, stay out of my business. Does a thing, like, to scare him, shows his fangs, and Brad wakes up, and that's the end of the episode. I don't know what happens on the next episode, because after that, the streaming, it just stops. It doesn't show like a preview for the next episode. So that was the whole, my recap and review of episode 3. I thought the episode, again, was a solid episode. I enjoyed it. I'm enjoying it more and more. I really liked the episode. I loved getting the backstory of Shauna, the main vampire. It's a sad story, and I feel for her, but she's still evil, and I'm not messing with her. I got my eyes on her. I'm loving Brad and Amy's relationship as it developed. I'm so happy Lacey isn't dead, and that the wife is not useless, and she's out there trying to get the word out about this. I don't know what the hell is going on with Shauna and the best friend. I don't know where that relationship can go. I don't know, is he going to fall in love with her? Is she going to fall in love with him? Or are they going to have some some forbidden relationship, human vampire that's been done a million times. I don't know what that's about, or she's just using him to get out. I don't know what the end game is, like I said, because I didn't read the books. I don't know if they're gonna get out. There's 3 books. I'm assuming they're gonna get out and they can't be in this facility forever. But I mean, wow, it's like moving along, and it's moving along so fast. In the 3rd episode already, and they caught the main 2 people, and he knows what's going on. It's going so fast, but it's so good. It's kind of like on the edge of my seat. I can't wait to see what happens. I'm really, really enjoying this show. I'm nervous that it's on Fox, because we all know Fox likes to cancel stuff so prematurely before they even give it a chance. So I'm a little nervous, but I'm loving the show. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I'm absolutely loving it. And until next time, I'm out of here, guys. Big girl geek out. Peace. Hey, where are you going? You just watched a cool video. Subscribe.